All right, so this was I had a request for a build-around submission where someone asked me to build Bant Fogs. This is pretty close to a Bant Fog deck we've played previously. I've added Growth Spiral and Better Mana with the new set. And play a Planeswalker sideboard plan. So we've got one Karn and one Tez in the main deck as win conditions. And then we've got Tezzeret, Karn, and Dovins in the sideboard to be kind of a mid-range Planeswalker deck post-board. Because one of the things these Nexus decks need to be able to do in best of 3 is overcome sideboard cards that people bring in against you, and pivoting off your Fog plan into a mid-range plan is one way to potentially do that. Is there a recent deck you enjoyed that I can go back and watch the VODs on? You can always find my favorite decks on my website. So if you go to videos, favorites, I tag my favorite decks every day. Hey, Clum. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I appreciate the support. Saying it's super reasonable. It's got Discovery. We need more land, but we've got Discovery to help us find them. A couple of folks noted that I'm not playing Wilderness Reclamation. I don't know. I'm not convinced that that card's as busted as everybody else thinks that it is. Did you end up liking Gate Lich as much as 4-color Gates yesterday? No, the Gate Lich deck was pretty terrible, and the 4-color Gates deck felt really reasonable. I always say the best way I know that this format has so many good things going on in it is that everybody complains about different things. There are some people that'll let you know green-black is terrible and boring, mono-red is Z's, I hate playing against Teferi, the Nexus decks suck, I hate getting spell-pierced by mono-blue. There's just so many unique and powerful things you can do in this format. It's great. I did forget to do the Stream Decker. Should be good to go. Can you explain why you added more Azcantas in the industry standard? Because Azcanta's great. I want to draw it every game. I don't really know what the industry standard is. I don't know. Like, Azcanta is just a card that, like, if I could cast it on 2 every single game, I would cast it on 2 every single game. Like, Azcanta is the type of card that you want to see, and, like, once you have the first Azcanta in play, you're gonna find the next Azcanta. Complaining about Gates on Reddit? Give it a day. No, I don't think so, Whitman. I think it's just the nature of the beast. I think you'd have to print cards like Force of Will and Wasteland, but those cards create other issues. I think the idea that every card you have in a format of Magic needs to be legal or you failed is silly. Like, there's people that act like using the modern ban list to balance the format is a bad thing, when in the reality, it's, like, a very good thing. Like, it's impossible to balance formats that are that big without using a ban list. It just, like, isn't feasible. It's not even about making mistakes that make the ban list need to be used in Modern. It's just like, it's impossible to balance 25 years worth of cards. Do we ever lose from this spot versus Golgari? I don't think so. Especially with, like, Settle plus Pause in my hand. Man, I'm really glad I brought my backup, Teferi. Yeah, anything's possible. It's pretty unlikely, though. The pride cometh before the fall, chat. Incredibly unlikely to lose from here. Yikes. Any thoughts on Rick's Spatty Reveler? I think the card's incredibly powerful, but it's also competing with a lot of other powerful card advantage cards. Bye, friends. Thinking about crafting Bant Flash? Yeah, it's super fun to play. Decks that play out on your opponent's turn are one of my favorite types of things about Magic, and it's not close. They create such a unique gameplay pattern. We're going to try out the build of Bant Flash that made the finals of the Open this past weekend later today. And then we are also going to make some changes as we go, most likely. It's a Bant kind of afternoon, chap. Yikes. Alright. Nexus of Fate, please. Really need to draw a Nexus of Fate so we can get some action out of here. This Teferi's gonna go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Alright, well, I mean... Well... The Bant Wagon. That's a good one. The best way to grind packs. I unfortunately am not really familiar with grinding packs. I think there's some good guides on Reddit and things like that. I do some Google searches. Maybe look on YouTube. There's a couple of people that have done good free-to-play content. The good news here is we are at 18 and they only have, that's probably the best draw on our deck. Yeah, Teamer Scape Shift with Growth Spiral is actually towards the top of the modern queue, Slacker. It's gonna happen at some point. The Moto queue's moving a little bit slower because I'm only doing one a day while Standard is hot. Yeah, I think I agree with that phased out. When you have, like, explosions to power up, Wilderness Reclamation seems pretty good, but, like, we're controlling with, like, fogs and stuff, which is a nice play to be. Well, I don't think this application's ever gonna have Modern. I'm gonna bin that for now. I think this application ends up effectively being what Magic Online is for most people. I think once this application gets a non-rotating format of its own, it's going to pull in a lot of people that it wasn't pulling in previously. One Nexus of Fate, please. I'm not dead on board rate. This is only 11, 12, and I'm going to 16. Their Banshell that can play both Tef and Vivian? I don't think so. Those cards tend to be a little bit at odds with each other because Teferi doesn't really go into creature decks, and Vivian wants a lot of creatures. To play it tonight or at the end of the stream, I don't know. I've been running late a lot recently, Chef Seth, so I kind of want to be done at my normal time today so I can hang out with Christy and the kids. I didn't play that untapped to Root Snare because my opponent wasn't attacking me for lethal, and generally speaking, you don't want to use your fogs on non-lethal attacks. Using a fog on a non-lethal attack is like a waste of a resource. My opponent's deck doesn't have cards like Lightning Strike or other burn spells in them, so I don't have to worry about getting burned out if I use my health total as a resource here. My Nexus of Fate are like, wow, there's 6 cards in the bottom of my deck. So we have 3 copies of Nexus of Fate in our top 13 cards right now. So we're pretty likely to find one next turn. Alright, and we're actually going to go ahead and cast Nexus of Fate before I activate Azcanta, because I want this in my deck when I activate Azcanta. Oh no! I think that means I'm out of win cons. I ditched, wait. I actually couldn't win the game. I actually couldn't win the game. I had used both my copies of Settle the Wreckage. So like I couldn't, you could technically exile all their permanents with Teferi, but I couldn't exile Carnage Tyrant because my Settle was gone. So I could Dispersal the Carnage Tyrant. The trouble was the Carnage Tyrant. I could Dispersal the Carnage Tyrant after I exiled all their permanents. Alright, we technically had a way to win the game. It's okay. It's okay. We had a way to win. Am I supposed to board into Super Friends against Black-Green? I almost feel like I'm not, right? Like, this matchup's pretty good for the Fog setup. No, I had binned my Tezzeret off of a Surveil earlier. Too late, I already made a Reddit thread. Yeah, I think I just board in the extra sweepers and, like, cut these. Put these towards Modern, Teamer Escape Shift, because Teamer's A+. Thanks for the biddy slacker, I appreciate it. Yeah, Nexus of Fate prevents milling, Burgle. You exile all their stuff and you wait for them to deck. It's miserable. Teferi downtick also prevents milling. Burgle hasn't played Standard in a while. It's misery. The win condition is sadness. I think this hand's good enough with the green source that I'm going to keep it. And it was rough. Sounds good. It'll be in good company. We played plenty of decks that are, let's call them, rough on stream to start. 14 months, and I'm still enjoying seeing sadness on the stack. What's going on, Punishing Waterfalls? Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks back this way again this month. I appreciate it. What's going on, D20 Bandit? Afternoon. Yeah, the Bezo bucks emote turned out really well. Pretty happy with that one. The graphics guy did a good job. Yeah, I never thought we'd get to the 37th emote slot, but, you know, here we are, because Arena's absurd. Because Arena's great. March of the Multitude. Now, I prefer the Planeswalkers as the win conditions, because the Planeswalkers draw cards when I'm not ready to win the game, whereas March of the Multitudes doesn't do a lot when I'm not ready to win yet. I could no longer stand by and watch. It's a little creepy, Tef. You like to watch, Teferi? You felt the need to share that with the class, huh?
soon as I think of one.
All right. Hopefully the opponent's not going to get another turn here. Rose Challenger's fine. Nothing. They could sense it, chat. They knew what was coming. They could feel it in their heart of hearts that they were done playing Magic. Sure, snap it off. Oh no! Audio bug do 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 do. Audio bug do 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 do. Gotta restart do 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 do. These people are great do 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 do. Buy their stuff do 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 do. Buy their stuff do 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 do. Back to Magic do 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 do. Sorry, I apologize to all the parents out there who are now gonna have baby shark stuck in their head for the rest of the day. I would like to apologize to the parents, okay? As a fellow parent, you get to now share my pain. All right. All right, am I in for a land tier? I think I'm in for a land tier, right? Yeah, it's my 5th land. My kids are playing it on Alexa now. I'm gonna go ahead and play Glacial Fortress here because it comes into play tapped because I don't have an island or a plains. Yeah, I like Elf to Crab in green black. Seems sweet. That song makes me miss when everyone was singing Frozen. What deck do you not like Elf Crab in? Ones that can't make green mana? I think this just goes into most things, honestly. So again, not going to pause for reflection here because you don't usually fog non-lethal attacks. This could also be used to protect a Teferi at a future game. That's true. It doesn't belong in fog decks. Although it's possible, I've talked about these decks needing sideboard plans. I think there's a sideboard plan where you just like board into Growth Chamber Guardian and History of Benalia and just aggro people out. I think there's a non-zero chance that that's a great plan. Teferi, untap 2 lands, have Root Snare is so musted. Oh, you already here to the next one. Princess Silver. Thanks for shipping me your Bezo bucks again for the 12th month in a row. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. What's the win condition, you ask? Sodium, of course. Sure. Hand needs a third lane, but it's pretty good. I love that song so much I farmed bits for it. God bless under. I do what I can. I aim to please. Is hand tate a good way to counter decks like this? Yeah. Yeah, deck cards like Duress. Duress plus a clock is a great way to handle it. Yeah, people who live in certain countries can watch advertisements for bits. Yikes. If they're playing Memekin, that deck probably dumpsters us. Their combo draw is way faster than us. Is the US a country you can watch ads for bits? I think so, at least some of the time. Nice, go read. Please give me the land, 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 please give me the land. Ah, the next level. Here's you having a Bezo buck or two for your salt wins. What's going on, Griffithson? Thank you for the 19 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Rats! They saw the line.
I'll make use of that later.
I'll make use of that later. I'm of the opinion you shouldn't be able to manually tap your lands if you only have all of the same basic in play. If your lands in play are 4 mountains, you shouldn't be allowed to not use the auto tapper. Armored Shoes, thanks for the 5-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think light at this stage we'll see a lot of modern play. I don't know about a lot, but I think it's going to see some modern play for sure. I guess I could die here. Maybe I'm supposed to fog this. Fogging non-lethal attacks happens more often against decks that have burn spells in them. Yeah, I could just die here. Am I dead? Good job wasting time. I definitely should have Root Snared there. Survey says dead. It's poured into a Planeswalker deck. It's just, so. How about that mid-range? So how about that mid-range, chat? That sweet Planeswalker mid-range. Dovin's bad against Chain Whirler? Yeah, to a degree. He still gains 1. Like, they aren't always going to have Chain Whirler. Yikes. Alright, if we scry into the second land, search should get us to the third, and then gift gets us to the fourth. What's going on, Mr. Manad? Howdy, howdy. Oh, are they not playing Nikim? They might just be on straight mono red. Yeah, that's true too. They're also less likely to have Chain Roller post board. I agree with that a bit. One green source, please. Well, I mean, if we draw a third land, my opponent is going to be in for some carnage here. I'd like to say that I appreciate you, Jeff, and the one thing I've learned from you is how to articulate myself. Someone asked a question on the SC Dream stream about adding Niv Mizzet to the main deck of Todd Anderson's Teamer Reclamation deck. And I asked what problem it solves and what to cut and what to add in. They didn't say what it solves, they wanted to cut. Yeah. Yes, you know, take a moment and concede. A buddy was asking me yesterday about Twitch if it's a platform that can actually help you hone magic skills. I suggest they watch you first. Of all the streamers I watch, you are by far the one that doesn't just play and make snarky comments. You actually describe decisions and reasons. Well, thanks for that, Crop Stumbler. Yeah, a full house of super friends is good for a game of poker, but not so good for playing against mono red. Armored Shoes, thanks for doling out the sub gifty. I appreciate that. And welcome on Crop. Thank you for the compliment, by the way. J. Ferd Lull with the brand new Prime support. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. I appreciate it. Not keeping the one lander without a scry. Seems very reasonable. We got 2 lands and we have the Discovery to help us find a third, which can let us play a game of Magic. Gift of Paradise is great. It means once I find a third, I get to 4, and then Chemister's Insight gets us to 5, etc. Can just snowball from there. Think Arena should have a solitaire mode like Moto? That probably wouldn't be a terrible thing. I want to try and get to 5 here. Are you saying that you thought this deck was more reasonable than Amulet Turtle, but do you still think so? I don't know, ad nauseum. I honestly just don't. There's a lot of small variation in these Nexus decks. I just genuinely don't have enough experience with all of them at this point to know which one is best. Let's go ahead and do this now so we can try and hit our 5th land. 3rd, 4th land, technically. Gift of Paradise is like a half land, right? So it's like kind of like finding the next land. I have a personal preference. I enjoy playing the Esper Amulet deck more because it draws more cards. And in my heart of hearts, I am just a simple man who wants to draw a lot of Magic cards. Thanks for teaching me interaction is bad in Modern. I'm now a smart, thin, crystal bread player. God bless. Yeah. I'm not going to take Nexus of Fate decks for, like, $10 donations anymore, I don't think. They really just, the games of Magic these decks generate is so miserable. It's just like mono concessions. It's like, what are we really doing here? What are we really doing? Can we think about it? Why are we here? We're gonna finish this one out, but we did it, fam! Lido with the 12-month resub. I appreciate the entire year of support. I knight thee, defender of the realm. Go forth and protect us from Twitch chat. I really need to get a front light in here to fix the shadows on my face. It's gonna happen at some point. I have better things to do with my life. God bless. Seems really good. 3 lands, growth spiral, hard to pass up. I think I'd rather Growth Spiral than search for Azcanta this turn. Also, if my opponent has like a Syncopate or Negate, I don't really want to give them a target for it right now. Thief of Sanity. Gross. That is definitely one of their better cards this matchup. So hoping to draw Ixalan's Binding this turn. Yeah, Brad Nelson's been doing a lot of him playing against other good Magic players in like challenge matches, which has been sweet. He was streaming some matches the other nights against Brian Brandun, another one of the MPL streamers, and then I saw him streaming against his brother Corey Baumeister, who's another player that has like a bunch of Grand Prix top 8s and stuff like that. Drago control seems weaker than playing tap out control. Against certain strategies, Zach, I definitely think that's true. But like mechanics like Afterlife and Riot, for instance, actually do make Drago tap out control a little bit worse because like those effects are good against sweepers. All right, sure. Take my ego away. Hopefully we get best of 3 challenge soon, so that way those players can like play full sideboarded matches against each other on stream at some point.
Will either be a tragedy or comedy of errors.
So this is a little thing, but I actually should have declined flipping my Nexus this turn. And the reason for that is because I couldn't activate it because I knew I was casting Dovin, I would have gotten one more look with it. And now if there was a card I wanted on top of my deck in Carnage Tyrant, they chose Nexus of Fate for their stupid unplayable Unmoored Ego card, and then I cast Carnage Tyrant, and now they're gonna die. So, you know. Welcome to the format. This card's not good. Any good Nexus player is gonna beat this card post-board. Prove you wrong. All right, I got you.
This isn't a fight you can win. You need to slow down.
Never bring a chat message to a sword fight, chat. It's a good lesson, okay? Good lesson for all of y'all out there.
Skip to the good part.
That's so weird, chat. They boarded in Unmoored Ego and then they lost. If your opponent's deck is capable of winning the game after you Unmoored Ego them, I don't think the card's very good. Maybe, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Maybe the way the Sultai mid-range decks are built, it's worth bringing Unmoored Ego because if you take their Krasis away, you take most of their win cons. But I think as those decks evolve, they should also be able to beat that still. So, you know, take that for what you will. I think it's pretty good. You know what? And this is different. I compare like YouTube and Twitch a lot of the time. One of the best things about moderating a YouTube channel. Hey, thanks for the anonymous sub gift. Welcome, happy man. one of the best things about YouTube moderation is that when you ban someone from your posting comments on your YouTube channel, they don't get to know that they're banned. So if someone has just being a complete obnoxious degenerate, they have to like load your thing in another place and like log out to see that their messages aren't posting. And let's be honest, most people who are posting hateful messages on YouTube comments aren't terribly bright. Oh, did I miss one? J Ray, thanks for the support. Sorry, I was doing some else. Add these to Abs and Glass, please. Will do. I appreciate it. I'm not playing a mirror. I'm not playing a mirror. I'm not playing a mirror. So like when someone has such a meaningless, hate-filled life that the best thing they can do with their time is post obnoxious message on a YouTube channel, you get to hide them forever and they don't get to know. Unless they're smart enough to go double check. It's my 8th month here, getting closer to a real sword. You are, Slacker. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Ain't nobody on this channel got time to play Nexus of Fate mirror matches, okay? I'm gonna have to go check that there's like a bunch of trolls that like watch my videos anyways and post hateful messages that are like, darn it, I can't, Hoagland doesn't even see my hate. I don't even see when they post the messages after it too, which is great. Like I see the first message, I tell them to hide all their future messages on the channel. I don't even get a notification. Just like 0 people see their hateful message. It's truly great. Would I make immediate concessions like that in ranked best of 3? Yeah, probably. Listen, chat, this is really important. My goal here is to make meaningful, interesting, engaging Magic content. If a match of Magic is boring, it's not that. So like, even when there's ranked, even if there's meaningful prizes, which I'd be surprised if there's meaningful prizes, my first and foremost goal here on stream is going to be making fun and interesting content, which means I'm still going to concede matches that seem like they suck and aren't interesting. I don't care about the little number next to my name. I get paid to give feedback on deck lists, and if a game's going to take forever to finish and we're not going to learn anything from it, it's not worth playing because I could be playing more games that are meaningful and teaching me things in that time. Conceding fog mirrors is always the right call. Kandaris, thanks for shipping that Twitch Prime this way again this month. I appreciate it. Thanks for the Bezo bucks. I'm here to watch Jeff timeout trolls in chat. Hey, Gentas, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good Tuesday wherever you're at. Yeah, it's stock fog with primal growths and then a planeswalker sideboard plan. Playing Memekin and my opponent unmoored ego my Arc Link Phoenixes. I drew Steamkin and 20 balled to the next turn. God bless. Every time someone dies after they cast unmoored ego, an angel gets its wings. Just like this is true justice. What type of archetype would emergency powers fit in? It actually sees some play in Bant fog decks. Yeah, I expect I'll probably hit Mythic on this stream, even playing viewer-submitted decks, just because I'm here playing 30 to 40 hours a week of Arena, right? Never underestimate the power of bad decks in large numbers, chat. It's basically the motto of this stream.
I won't. You know what? I'm not done yet.
Blue-white mill? Well, blue-white mill's not really a deck. Like, as far as, like, competitive things go, blue-white mill is not really something people play. Stop it. What do you think? Do they concede to the Nexus of Fate next turn? That's true. We do play some good decks. That's very fair. We play a non-zero number of good decks on stream.
Balance. Let's see if you're worthy.
That thought.
If I play Gift of Paradise on this land, this will make 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can play Gift of Paradise here and still cast Nexus this turn. So in response to this trigger, I'm going to float 2 blue. This trigger is going to resolve, untap these. I'm going to cast Nexus of Fate. You've missed most of it, Nivik. We're down to just 1 or 2 more matches. Tezzeret. I know how this ends. Yeah, we get it, Tezzeret. Oh, you know what? I should have played an untapped land there. No, that's not true, because I have to fog this attack anyways. I don't know, Bob. I don't know. Like, I think all of these main decks are pretty whatever. It's the post-board plan that matters. And I'm not sure that playing a bunch of Planeswalkers is necessarily better than, like, the creature plan. Of course, Rycat. I got you. Yeah, like, the cards like Negate and Duress tag Planeswalkers, while they don't tag creatures. So, like, we have this pivot plan, but, like, it gets hit by some of the same hate that our main deck plan gets hit by, so it's like, is it really a good pivot plan? Alright, if we hit a Nexus of Fate, we get to alt Teferi.
Let's see how you respond to genius.
Sure, why not? More Planeswalkers.
I will defend a curious choice.
A curious choice. Party at Teferi's house.
Are you certain of your decision?
God, Moment's Peace is such a messed up. Could you imagine if this deck could play Moment's Peace? That's the real messed up one. Moment's Peace is the one, is the fog you don't want to play against. No, I think Moment's Peace takes the cake for like the worst fog to ever play against. The old Dubs time walk.
Get that out of here.
What's Flashback? Flashback is like Jumpstart, only you don't have to discard a card. You just get to recast it from your graveyard. Oh yeah, there was a Fog Frog in Prophecy.
Of course.
Well, I've been really bad at drawing Nexus of Fate this game, but I am good at drawing fogs, like can't complain too much here.
We need to move quickly.
Yeah, you got some good spunk here, opponent. It's adorable that you think you can still win this game. The other thing is, Bob, you were asking me if this is better than the other deck we played against. We played against mono green-black in the queues today, which this deck just destroys green-black. A lot of them haven't even been playing Sultai for counterspells, and like, we've just been gobbling people up. Gobble, gobble. We're like a turkey. Karn has a Nexus of Fate underneath him for next turn. Like, stick a fork in him, he's done. Yes, Bulletproof Pope. You get 2 delayed triggers. Stop it. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, Carney boy. They killed Karn, so now there's only 2 Nexi left in my deck. Awkward. I like how they have cast down in post board. That's funny. Yikes. You'd fog before attacks to save time. That's the real plus EV play right there.
Let's skip to the good part.
Fog before attacks to save time. That's just good clean living.
I know what must be done.
That's a pretty good one. When I drew Cleansing Nova, I didn't have 5 mana. I only had 2 left. So I couldn't Cleansing Nova because I didn't have enough mana available.
How convenient. An excellent choice.
An excellent choice. How could we possibly win? They have 54 health. 60 health! They're winning! It's funny, I'll never forget. Like, I was doing well at a major tournament for like the first time for one of the first times ever. And my mother turned on coverage, and I remember talking to her after, and she'd be like, "You're losing for a lot of these games, Jeff. The scoreboard is not in your favor." And I was just like, it's not a scoreboard. It's you know what? Never mind. Never mind. All right, one more with the fogs, and then we're gonna play some of the Bant flash deck from the open. I mean, and honestly, like, that, the health total is not a scoreboard, is like, one of the things that makes it difficult to get into watching Magic for new people, right? Because it's a very natural inclination. Which, I think that's part of the reason why they tried to implement the advantage bar at Pro Tours, and it still went out awkward. When she remembers, Nivik. Magic is like the Price is Right. You want to be the closest without ever going over. Interesting way to look at it. Maybe I'm supposed to just pass this turn with Growth Spiral since they're holding up a Syncopate. Or a Counterspell, like a Quench or something. I'm gonna go ahead and pass here and Growth Spiral at their end step. Yeah, there's a bunch of sweet decks focused around Hero. We've played like 3 or 4 different Hero decks on stream already. A lot of different shells that card could go into. We played Mardu, we played 4-color, we played Esper, we played Daya, Abzan, lots of directions you can take it. I'm gonna dig for a land here and then play Gift of Paradise when we hit one. Those are fantastic cards to keep on top of my deck. Thank you for asking. Yeah, the Mardu aggro deck on my website's a good one too. If they unmoored Ego Nexus, you just kill them with your Planeswalkers or your Carnage Tyrants. And you laugh because they cast the card Unmoored Ego.
Trust me, no time for a break.
Alright, do you have a main deck negate? You do not.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
I'm not done yet. We know, Teferi, you're never done. We get it. Get off. Step off the soapbox, bud. It's almost 1 o'clock, which means we've hit the high temperature for today where I live, which is, what are we at outside? We're at 11 degrees right now, with the feels like being -9, thanks to the 25-mile-per-hour wind chill. God bless. Yeah, I chose not to tuck their Teferi so I can Chemister's Insight. Also, because they're playing Esper, they can likely just kill this with the Vraska's Contempt anyway, so I want to get my card out of it. I'm not leaving the house. Christy went to work today. But her company told her that they don't expect anybody to come into the office tomorrow or Thursday, which is great. Yeah.
I can no longer stand. Hold that thought.
I'm just gonna untap with Teferi and cast Chemister's Insight here, rather than casting Discovery. We get a little bit of snow in the UK. I expect the government to collapse in the morning. All these people talking about Fahrenheits and Celsius. Everybody knows the one true degree is Kelvin's. Hey, thanks for dropping in, Mank. Hope you're having a good Tuesday wherever you're at. Thanks for the compliment. How many counter spells do you think are in their hand, chat? How many counter spells do you think are in their hand?
Not so fast.
4? 4 is probably a good guess. Let's do this. I hope it doesn't feel like negative degrees in Kelvin's. That would be bad, right? It would be bad. Negative Kelvins are not good. Okay. All right. Here I thought these fogs weren't going to be very good, chat. Here I was sitting here thinking these fogs didn't have a text box. You know, getting a counterspell on my Settle the Wreckage seems like a real win there.
I am not. Hurry!
If I find a Nexus of Fate this turn, we might get going, right? Oh, Magic's great. Magic is such a wonderful game. Come on an adventure with me, chat, to a wonderful place. I call it Magic the Gathering. I'm excited to get on Mortigo this game as well. We're gonna be A-okay. Brandon Sanderson. I'm not familiar with that name, no, Nivik. What's going on, Karn? Yeah, the arena streams have been huge since the new set released. A lot of awesome people hyped about Standard and Arena, rightfully so. All right, I'm gonna be done fogging people today. Hopefully we'll, this deck is this deck. This deck's very good against green-black mid-range, which our win rate today was super skewed because we played against a ton of green-black mid-range. And I think the Sultai builds, like we saw be successful at the SCG Open, have a lot better time against this because they get to play Disdainful Stroke and Negate on top of their Duresses. But straight green-black mid-range is pretty good against that. So, let's go ahead.